EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Space City, Houston, Texas, and NRG Stadium. The punter, Bradley Pinion, will handle kickoff duties. And off we go from Houston. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. And now the first carry for Joe Mixon. And a big run right out of the blocks. He gets forward for 9 on the first play of the game. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. That's complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Stroud. Trying the right side. Taken in by Collins.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they have an internal clock in their head. How does my protection match up with the rush and the route concept I'm trying to attack downfield? In this case, he's looking downfield, realizes quickly this ball's got to come out, checks it down to his underneath drag, picks up what he can.
Throwing on 2nd down. Stroud. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
From the gun, here's Stroud. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Back to throw. Stroud. This is caught. He got the connection to Collins. He's going to have a Texans 1st down. They'll have it by a lot. It turns out to be a big game on 4th down.
Well, I think it's pretty clear what the week's plan was, and that was to get the quarterback in a rhythm right out of the gate. You got to imagine as the game unfolds, they'll sprinkle in some runs. But so far, it's been their passing game to get this game started, and that last one results in a 1st down.
And he won't quite make it to the pylon, but he's out of bounds right around the 1-yard line. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. They look to run with Mixon. Trying to find a crease in there. It's a big pile of bodies, but he is going to come up short.
Mike, these are the spots that if I was a play caller, I think I'm calling up something down the field. You know the defense is really packed in tight. Anticipate.
He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Brevin Jordan, touchdown Texans. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now collegiate star in Austin with the Longhorns, it's Bijan Robinson. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. We are through 1. It's the Texans who have the early lead. More from Houston coming up in a moment. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. You're going to go play action with Penix. Oh, trying to keep the play alive, but it is intercepted. That's the linebacker, Christian Harris. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
On 1st down, they keep it on the ground, and they keep it with Mixon. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Stroud to throw. That's to the left side and taken in by Diggs. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Stroud. No chance at all. He'll go down.
Anytime you bring pressure like that, Mike, you're counting on getting to the quarterback before you get beat downfield. The vulnerability of that play call is in your pass coverage, but when you can get home and get to the quarterback that fast, the offense never has a chance to stress your coverage.
2 minutes remain. 1st half in a 7-0 game. Greg and I back from Houston in a moment. The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. Throwing is Stroud. And that is not going to work. Incomplete, and they turn it over on downs.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Now a timeout, Atlanta. That's their first. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. 2nd down and 8. Pitts is the man in motion. He finds Darnell Mooney for the catch. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a first down.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
Well, it's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. First down awaits at the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down. Mooney in motion. On 3rd down, Penix. He's going to take a shot here for Mooney. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
Pitts is the man in motion. Again, it's Penix. And he's in. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, it's Dameon Pierce. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's going to be a God-handed best play call. You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
On 1st down, it's Stroud. Going up top. And that's going to be intercepted. A.J. Terrell has it. And nothing will come of this last-ditch attempt at some points. Time runs out in this first half. All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Mike, I have to be honest. When offenses come up with run-play designs, blocking the corner is not really a big priority. But in this case, great job not only forcing it on the outside, but defeating the block, coming up and making the tackle, and keeping it to no gain.
That's caught left side by Pitts. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
3rd and 2, and Hannix. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Yeah, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation here, Mike. Nothing open downfield. He thinks he can tuck it and get it with his legs. He ends up out of bounds, short of the first.
The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. That's going to be caught. Finding room at midfield. And he's going to have a Falcons first down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving. And then some. They run over center with Robinson. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They'll send a tight end in motion. That's caught. It's Charlie Werner, the tight end. And he's in. Charlie Werner. Touchdown, Atlanta. What a catch and run by the tight end as he takes it into the end zone and finishes the play. Greg, you know what that's like. Tight end touchdown.
Mike, so often the tight ends are considered to be the possession guys, right? They're the guy you throw it to when you need an easy catch, you need a reliable target. But not this guy. He is a downfield weapon, and he just showed you right there what he's capable of.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Tackle made by Nate Landman. Second and 7. To throw is Stroud. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of only a yard.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. They'll go with the sneak. Looking for that crease inside, and that did not break the play. No doubt about it, they are going to mark him short.
I love this call, Mike. You're basically asking yourself, can your offense beat this defense? And they know exactly what play is coming. And I'll tell you, the answer, it's an emphatic yes. They run the quarterback sneak right up the gut, and they turn 4th down into a 1st. I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
A pickup of 14 on that one. It's good for a Texans 1st down.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Stroud going to set up to throw. That's into the hands of Diggs. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
So just under 2 minutes here in this one. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. Here's Mixon. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. They come up for 2nd and 2. They'll drop to throw. That's hauled in at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Houston.
All right, so Mike, now the interesting thing is, do you want to take the lead with still enough time for your opponent to get the ball back to go to try to win it? I think I'm kicking the extra point here, tie the game. I don't want my opponent in a fast 2-minute mode to try to win this game in regulation. Now I'm playing for overtime.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. Tie game. Still time to break that tie, though, as you see. Maybe run a 2-minute offense. And the kick's in the air. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Here's 1st down. They'll run with Robinson. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, 4th quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And That's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
Complete. Former first-round pick Drake London with the catch. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
A clutch throw here to keep their chances alive. Tie ball game as they approach midfield now. They've got to keep an eye on the clock. They've got to find a way to get this ball into field goal range, stop the clock, and see if your kicker could be a hero.
On first down, it's Penix. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection, and maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
From the gun on third down, here's Penix. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments in the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
Mooney in motion. 4th down, and here's Penix. That's taken in. And he's going to have a Falcons first down. And that wasn't easy, but they do wind up converting a 4th and 7 to keep the drive alive.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown.
A pickup of 15 in the air. First down, Atlanta.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space. Because in this league, an open window is going to close in a hurry.
And we are set for a great finish. Timeout. 2 seconds remaining in the game. So here comes Younghoe Koo in a pressure spot. This to win the game. So, a big one coming for their veteran kicker. This one he's got to have. This kick is good. And it's celebration time. A walk-off victory on the game's final play. So, it's a win for the visiting Falcons. They get themselves into field goal range for one final shot. The kicker delivers. They avoid overtime and come away with a 3-point victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. From Houston, good night, everyone.